So my depression started in January of 2021, and I had never been depressed before that, but this, I knew was not normal, and I knew, the only thing that made sense was that it was depression, because I was very apathetic and did not feel like doing anything, and I, didn't sleep very much, and I didn't really eat. So, yeah, that started in January, and, I had several, different times of being depressed. I was, depressed, all, a month at a time, all of January, and, I was fine for February, and then, March, I'd be depressed again, all month. So, yeah, very long periods of depression, and fairly frequent. So that was really, really rough, especially for me, not, really knowing how to handle it or what to do. And, I have a counselor, and I did talk to my counselor at some point, and she was like, well, this is what I call life depression. This isn't a thing that you need to go to the doctor for or anything, it's not critical. So then I was like, okay, well, now I need to figure out, what I'm going to do about this depression. And I'm able to listen to my body very well, and so I was able to be okay, this is what I need, this is what's helping me, this is what's not helping. But obviously when you are depressed, that's not the easiest thing to do. So I was ended up listening to songs that weren't really helpful, that would just kind of built me up and just my own strength, and didn't really talk about God or speak truth. It was all just you're a survivor, and you've got this, and you're an overcomer, just they keep fighting, but so it made me feel good for the moment. But then I'd be yeah, but I'm not actually overcoming this, I'm still depressed. So then I finally stopped listening to those types of songs, and was even though I don't really feel the truth right now, or it doesn't really resonate with me, I need to be listening to the truth. So I would listen to Christian songs that spoke truth, and that was really good for me. And so then, yeah, I went to Bible school in September of 2021. Yeah, I was not so much physically depressed. I mean, I was, but was spiritually depressed when I went to Bible school. And, yeah, I just was really questioning God, and just it seemed like there were prayers that he wasn't answering and didn't really care to answer. And, yeah, he just seemed very distant. And so I was questioning his character, and really just got to a point of well, either he is everything he says he is, he's good and kind and loving, or he's not. And if he's not, then I don't want to be a Christian, because if he's not what he says he is, then what else would I believe anything in scripture? So I kind of hit that crossroads, and I knew even if I didn't necessarily feel it, I was okay, I know who God is. I know he is these things, and I have to choose to believe those things, and just keep going. So yeah, that's what I did. And it was a very slow, from that point, very slow progression of getting out of depression. But God was faithful, and I really just started seeing his hand at work in the small things and the big things. And so yeah, then I just was able to just slowly trust him more, and really get to know God's character more. Yeah, then just being to the point of now being able to look back and be it's been 6 months of not being depressed, something that was so regular, a every other month occurrence, that now I've gone 6 months without, is so huge. And yeah, I've had to fight depression. I can now I can tell when I'm kind of headed that way, when I'm okay, if I don't spend time with the Lord and kind of get a grip on my life, then I will end up depressed. So I've had to take those steps to prevent depression, but I haven't been depressed in 6 months, which is absolutely incredible, coming from that place of feeling there was just no hope for me, or healing, God just was not there for me. So yeah, it's something very like tangible to be able to look back on and see that progress, because I think it's a lot easier to see our like failings than it is to see our growth. And so yeah, having something so huge to be able to be like, this is very evident growth is huge. And like I feel strong now. Like while I was at Bible school and struggling so much, I did not feel strong. Like I was fragile, and I knew I was fragile, and I was like, I'm gonna break any minute. And like it was really, really rough, and just a lot of tears and a lot of just emotions and all of that, just being at Bible school, and having depression. But now being able to be like, I pulled through all of that, and I am a stronger person for it, and I feel strong. Like I was able to overcome that by God's grace, and like I can overcome, other things. Just that confidence, I guess, in the Lord and in his faithfulness and his timing, and that I am stronger than I think I am. Yeah. I guess I just want to leave you with a verse. In John chapter 8, Jesus says, "If you abide in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And for me, that was very true. Like, even if I didn't feel like the truth was true, I needed to hear the truth and to be set free, and just hold on to what is true, and not let those lies that Satan tried to throw at me affect me, which is very, very hard to do. But like, yeah, if Satan's throwing those lies at you and you're not filling your mind with truth, like you're not combating it with truth, like you're basically just giving up, like you're not actually fighting. So yeah, I guess I would just say keep fighting. If you're dealing with depression or any sort of like mental health issues, keep fighting, and fill your mind with the truth, even when you don't feel like it. It's very hard and very real, and like, yeah, it's a journey. I mean, I was to the point of, having to choose whether basically to give up and walk away from Christianity, or whether to keep trusting God. And I'm very glad that God did not let me go, and that I am where I am now because of his grace. So I'm really very excited to be celebrating 6 months of good mental health, and just the progress and the growth that the Lord has granted me. So thank you all so much for listening to my story, and I hope this is an encouragement to you to keep fighting and not give up, even when it's really hard and really lonely and scary and dark and all the other things that depression is. So yeah, love you guys.